Greetings from Bookshare. Welcome to this third video of the video series on this reading application called Dolphin Easy Reader on Windows. In the first two videos, we saw how to download and install Dolphin Easy Reader and how to log in into Bookshare using Easy Reader and how to search and download our favorite books. Now, in this third video, we are going to see how will we read the downloaded books. So for that, you need to first open Easy Reader. You can do that either from your desktop or from your start menu. So I'm opening it using my desktop.
Recycle. Easy Reader 4 of 14. Dialog 10.0. Dolphin Easy Reader. My books list. Public spaces.
So as we saw in the last video, Dolphin Easy Reader opens up in this page called My Books. So My Books is a space where all your downloaded books are located. And we also did one setting in the last video which switched to list view from grid view. List view allows you to navigate using the up and down arrow keys only rather than navigating using all the four arrow keys. So to navigate your My Books list, you can use your down arrow or up arrow keys and you can find the book that you want to read. So for example, I want to read
Indian. Public spaces. How they humanize cities by
Public Spaces, How They Humanize Cities. I want to read this book. So once you are on the book, we have to press enter to open it. So here we go.
Dialog. Introduction.
Once the book is open, your screen reader, whether it is JAWS or NVDA, they will start reading. And that is the cue that you need to remember. And that is the signal for you that the book is opened. Now, before going ahead and showing you how to read the book, let me tell you how this page looks like visually. So this page is divided into three sections: the upper section, the middle section, and the lower section. The upper section has few buttons like search, bookmark, text settings, audio settings, and more button. The middle section is where the actual book is displayed. So that is beneficial for almost all the persons with disabilities like low vision, persons with learning disabilities, person with total blindness. I will tell you how it is beneficial for a person with total blindness later. And it is also beneficial for persons who are non-disabled. So for example, your sighted teachers, they can see where and what you are reading from this middle section. Moving on to the third section comprise uh, buttons like play, pause, rewind, next, book navigation, and navigation settings. So now moving on to the reading, Dolphin Easy Reader allows us to read in two ways. Either you can read by using your screen reader or you can read using the read aloud feature, that is the play pause button. So most of the totally blind users will like to read using their screen readers because it allows us to copy and paste and make notes as well, which we will see a little bit later. Simply put, you need to remember only two shortcuts. One is F6 and the other is Tab and Shift Tab. Now, let's go in detail and let me tell you what happens with these two shortcuts. If you will press F6, the focus will move from the middle section. Currently, the focus is within the book. So it will come out of the book and it will land on the play button. So F6 is used for changing the reading method. If you want to read using screen reader, you have to press F6 and go back inside the book and continue reading. If you want to read using play pause, you have to press F6. So let me press F6.
Play button.
See, automatically your focus went to the play button. Again, press F6.
Dialog. Document. Heading level.
You have to press Control because once it is, so the focus moved back to the book and you have to press Control because it will start reading immediately. So let me show you first how to read the book using screen reader. So it's very simple. The screen reader users are already aware of reading commands. So if you want to read paragraph by paragraph, you can use control down arrow or control up arrow. If you want to read word by word, control right arrow or left arrow. Characters, only right arrow. Correct. So let me press control down arrow.
Has details graphic people walking down a street in Bhaktapur, Nepal.
So this is an image where people are walking down a street in Bhaktipur, Nepal. So books from Bookshare has this amount of accessibility where all the images are also described for a totally blind user. Again, pressing control down arrow,
Caption clickable Bhaktapur, Nepal.
that is the caption.
Clickable the more diluted and scattered the exchange opportunities, the more the city begins to lose the very thing which makes it a city, a concentration of exchange opportunities. Clickable what makes it.
So that is from here the chapter starts. If you want to read character by character, so suppose you encounter a difficult word, for example,
Clickable more. Diluted.
deluded. If you want to know the spelling of deluded, you can just press left arrow once
Space.
and then right arrow.
D. I. L. U. T. E. D. Delta. Space.
Correct? So this is how you can even improve your spellings. You can even copy some text. So for example, if you think that this line is important, you can use your selection shortcut keys like Control, Shift, and arrow keys to select and paste it in Word, and you can make notes in a classroom environment. So easily it is that beneficial. So this is how the screen reader reading works. Moving on to the read aloud reading, you have to press F6.
Play button.
Now, before pressing enter on this play button, you have to go to audio setting and check your audio. So now I'm pressing tab.
Next 15 seconds button.
So that is the next.
Navigation settings button.
This is navigation settings. So navigation settings is basically a button from where you can control the function of your rewind and forward buttons.
Text settings button.
Text settings, we will come back to that later.
Audio settings button.
Audio settings.
Dialogue voice. Audio speed. Voice. Edit read only Microsoft. Audio speed. 100% slider 50.
So for the first option is audio speed. The second is
Voice. Edit read only Microsoft David desktop. English.
voice is Microsoft David. If you want to change, you can do so from here,
Voice. Button.
from this voice button. Once done, just press Shift Tab and come back to the play button
Public space. Text settings button. Next 15 seconds button. Play button.
and press spacebar to start reading.
Pressed. People walking down a street in Bhaktapur, Nepal. Bhaktapur, Nepal. The more diluted and scattered the exchange opportunities, the more the city begins to lose the very thing which makes it a city, a concentration of exchange opportunities. What makes a city efficient, and an play.
Because the focus was on the play or the pause button, you can just press space to again pause it or play, whatever you want to do. Play or pause, you can do that by just pressing spacebar. So we saw audio settings where options like audio speed and voice were present. Rewind and forward buttons are self-explanatory, but this navigation setting button is very interesting.
Next, navigation settings button. Context menu. 15 seconds checked 1 of 8.
So there are 8 options here. So the first option is checked 15 seconds in my case. So this means that the rewind and the forward button, what they will do is, so if you press the rewind button, the book will rewind 15 seconds or the book will go forward 15 seconds. If you will change this to, let's say,
2 minutes to 2 of 8.
2 minutes, then the book will rewind or go forward 2 minutes. And there are other options as well, like headings. So headings option is useful where when you want to directly jump to the next topic within the chapter. So that is navigation settings.
Public spaces, how they
And one option which is left is your text settings. So text settings has all these low vision settings or settings for persons with learning disabilities, like they can change the text size, they can change the background color, the foreground color, the text color, the highlight color. They can even change the distance between two lines, they can change the distance between two characters, and so on. So text settings are beneficial for persons with learning disabilities and low vision. So pretty simple. This is how you can read your books in easy reader. You have to just remember F6 keys and your tab and shift tab keys. Thank you.